Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a sculpted set. It is going to be an extra long because you guys know that that's what I love to do. So an extra long sculpted nail set, and really I just came up with the design while I was doing this video. I had no idea in mind. I just knew that I wanted to do yellow because yellow is my favorite color, and you know, for springtime I wanted to get this up for you guys. So I am using notpolish's Blonded Moment, which is their 2-in-1 powder. You guys can use it as acrylic or as dip, whichever one you guys do. As you guys know, I don't do dip powder, so I of course use it as acrylic, and it is perfect. Honestly, some acrylics, I do want to say, when they are both dip powder and acrylic, they have a very gummy-like consistency sometimes, and I have never encountered that problem with notpolish products. I have always used it as acrylic and it has never given me any problems. The monomer that I'm using along with the acrylic brush are from 𝘂𝘪𝘗, and all discount codes and things like that will be linked down in my description box of this video. It has been a while since I have done a sculpted set here on my YouTube channel. The reason being is sculpted sets on a practice hand can be very, let's just put it this way, they're more difficult than they are on an actual hand. The nail tips sometimes move, so you could see like a little bump in between where the acrylic and the nail plate meet, and you are going to be able to see that in this video because I think it was the pointer and the middle finger, they moved a lot. The forms moved a lot, and so you do see like a little ridge. Of course, you go back and just add more acrylic to it, and or you can encapsulate it with clear acrylic, but since this is a practice set, I just kind of moved on. But you can see in some takes where that little bump is, and I will explain it to you later on in the video. So yeah, I am gonna go in and do a very big bead so I can do this long nail. I'm putting it all the way to the number 8 on the nail form, and I kind of showed you in the beginning how I place the nail form underneath the nail. It is fairly simple. Maybe one day I could do a full-on how to use nail forms video if you guys are interested. Just let me know down in the comments. The forms that I'm using are from Shop Licorice, and you guys can use my discount code Myra10. And also I did want to mention that the weather where I live has been crazy lately. One morning I'll wake up and it's literally 90 degrees, and then the next morning it could be 50 and raining. So you know, temperature has a lot to do with the consistency of your acrylic. It can be either too runny or it can dry up really fast. So you know, they always say to keep your nail room between the temperatures of, like, I think 70 to 72 is a good temperature to have the perfect acrylic consistency, and for it not to be too cold or not too hot, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of problems, especially when you have clients. It can be a mess really, depending on if it's cold or if it's hot. So you just have to, you know, work with your elements. I definitely try to work with my elements, and so, you know, as you can see, parts of this video, this video was done within a 2-day time span. As you can see, like, it later on I'm gonna be wearing a different colored sweater, but yeah, one day was really cold, so it's just, you know, work with what you have, but you know, don't try to overwork it either. People ask me how I do it, like to work with cold weather or hot weather, and it's like, you just gotta go with it. I don't have a like thermostat inside my room, so I'm not like 100% sure what temperature it is, but I can tell when it's just too cold or when it's just too hot, and I'm like, oh, today my acrylic is gonna be super runny, or oh, you know, it's gonna be super dry. And you know, that is what happened throughout parts of this video, so you're gonna be able to tell. So let's go right into some questions that I received in some videos. So don't forget to leave any question you have down below in the comments, and maybe in the future in any video I might answer your question. So this is from Barbara Alcorn, and they said, I just found you because of Key and liked your content, so I've subscribed. Thank you. I'm wondering, what is it with the new generation acrylic powder nowadays? It's almost like the kinetic stand you get for kids. It goes down dry and stays there until you touch it, and then it will start to move. Amazing stuff. It's the third one I've seen do it, and I have to get myself some to try. Thanks for your hard work. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so I do want to get into this. This is a really good question, and it all depends on the brand of acrylic. Now, this is why I love to do actual reviews on acrylic powders on different companies, because in the video you're able to see the consistency of the acrylic powder. Not all of them have this amazing buttery consistency. Some of them you really have to work with, and which is totally okay. But you know, the consistency that they're referring to is very much this notpolish, the 𝘈𝘪𝘗𝘗, what else? I don't know. There's a lot out there that are like this, and you know, it makes it very easy to work with. It gives you time to work with it, but it's also super buttery, and that is probably my favorite type of acrylic, if I want to say, because otherwise they're gonna either dry too fast or they're gonna dry too slow. And drying too slow is perfect, especially for beginners, because it gives you so much time to work with it. But you know, as a beginner, I did like that, but now I really love the buttery consistency that gives you just the perfect amount of time to work with. So like I said, notpolish, 𝘈𝘪𝘗𝘗, nail house, shop lacquerish. What else? I know there's a lot more. I just can't think of them from like right now, but there's a lot of companies that their acrylic powders are now like this consistency. And you know, maybe before they had them different. Everyone starts somewhere, you know, everyone starts with different consistencies, and then they just upgrade their formula, which is amazing. I love when companies do that, you know, when they say like, oh, you know, get the new formula, and I'm like, oh, on my way, because you obviously want to see the upgrade in a company and try it out for yourself and see if it's something you want to work with. Some people don't like this, you know, like the consistency that they're referring to, and that's perfectly fine. You just gotta try it for yourself and see for yourself if it's something you like or if it's something you don't. And this is why I always say, and if you're new to my channel, you haven't heard this before, but if you're not new, then you have heard this many times. I will repeat it all the time. This is why I say to never, I would suggest never going full force and buying an entire collection from any company that you haven't used before. Now, I see a lot of people that, you know, say like, oh, I want to try this company, and then they'll waste like $1,500, $2,000 on an entire, say, acrylic collection. Don't do that, because you might not like the consistency. It might look great with somebody else using it. It might look so satisfying for you when, you know, so-and-so uses it on a video, but you might not like it. You might not be able to work with it the same. So you might not be content after spending so much money when you had never even tried it. That's why I always say, when you're gonna do something like that, if you have a feeling that, oh, I might love it and I might invest all this money into it, buy a few, buy, you know, 3-4 colors, and then you'll have doubles of those 3 and 4 colors, but at least you tried it for yourself first and know the consistency of it first. I really hope that made sense. I'm kind of getting off track, but I didn't want to say that because I have had people say that they felt like they wasted their money spending all this money on a certain brand, and they had never tried it before. So it's just something that you're either gonna have to you know, kind of go with it and do it because you're 100% sure, but that's just something I wouldn't recommend, because that's not something I would do. I would never just spend thousands of dollars on something that I had never tried. You know, when there's an opportunity for you to get, you know, a $20-$30 or spend, you know, $50 first and then decide if this is what you want. Because something you may like, I might not like. Something I may love, you may not like. It's just the way it is with everything. And that's why I really love to do these videos for you guys. So you guys can see the consistency. You guys are able to ask me questions. And of course, I give you my personal feedback. It might not be, the same for you, but I give you my feedback, and, you get to choose if you want to try it or not. And there are so many companies out there, different consistencies, different colors, different everything. And that's why I love the nail world. I have probably tried maybe 15 to 20 different acrylic companies, and I know there are many out there still. So, if you guys know any acrylic companies, small or big, that I haven't used here on my YouTube channel, comment down below, because I would love to try them out. I would love to order a few acrylics. As you know, I do mostly do acrylic videos, so of course keep it in the acrylic company. I don't want to try any gels and things like that at the moment. So if you know any acrylic companies that I haven't tried here on my YouTube channel, and you would like to see me either review or try or something before you guys go out and get it, or if it's something that you've even tried and love, let me know down below so I can try it and do a review video on it. I would love that. So going back to the video, I wanted to touch up a little bit on why I like to do forms. I get asked that question if I prefer forms over tips, and honestly, if you were to ask me maybe a year or two ago, I wouldn't be able to decide, because I love both of them. I really do. They both have their pros, but I would have to say that I enjoy doing nails on forms a little bit more than tips now. I really do. I find it really satisfying, and I don't know, I just love the whole process of it. It's very calming for me, and so I really love it. Most of my Instagram videos and things like that are using nail forms if I'm using the practice finger, and if I'm doing them on myself, of course I'm using tips because I am doing the pop-off method. But other than that, I would probably be using nail forms too, which I should probably start getting into too. I don't know, I'm gonna be bringing in a lot more different content than what I usually do, because on my Instagram it's usually acrylic application, watch me do my nails, watch me swatch. Those are my top 3 contents, or my top 3 kind of videos that I post on my Instagram. But I think I want to bring in review videos and things like that. That's why I want you guys to comment down below any companies and stuff that I haven't reviewed before, so I can leave my honest review video on my Instagram so you guys can see, and hopefully it helps you guys out. There are a lot of different forms out there. I have about, I think, 5 different companies, and my top 3 are these: the Shop Lacquerish, the Too Cute nail supply ones, and the Acrylics. I really love all of those 3, and they're very different. You might say oh, but they're nail forms, they're all nail forms. Yeah, they are all nail forms, but they are honestly very different. It also depends on how you like your forms to be. Some of them are super sticky. Some of them are thinner, so they're a little bit less sticky, and it all has to do with your preference. And it's funny to say, because I usually talk like that about acrylic powder or things like that, but yeah, nail forms are the same exact way, just like nail tips. If you like coffin, if you like square, if you like long, everything is your preference, and there's just so many things out there that you just have to try them for yourself. So like I said, those are my top 3 companies that I definitely recommend you ordering nail forms from. I started off with those basic ones. I think that most of us started off with from Amazon, and they're just super short. I did not like them at all. Not only are they super short, but they're super thin, so it's very hard for them to stick, because after you're done with one nail and you move on to the next, it usually pops off from the bottom, so they're just not sticky at all. And they don't really help. It just makes, I think, that is why it made the nail form process for me so frustrating, because I would use these products and it would just frustrate me because it wouldn't work. So maybe if I started off with some of these products that I love now, maybe it wouldn't have been so frustrating. But obviously in nail school, we learned only with nail forms. So, I got a lot of practice when I was in cosmetology school, which I really loved, because other than that, I probably wouldn't have gotten into forms. And then once I graduated cosmetology school, I actually went and took a Valentino Beauty Pure sculpted nail class with Lana Nailed It, and it was amazing. I actually have a story time, I think like a few videos back, talking about my experience and if I recommend it or not, so definitely go check that out. But yeah, so I went on with practicing sculpted nails because it was something that I really enjoyed, but I couldn't get into loving because, like I said, those forms are just stressful, honestly. So I'm really glad that I found these companies that have these nail forms that make it just super easy, or easier to use, because of course I still have my troubles here and there and I'm not perfect at doing nail forms, but it has made the actual process so much easier because of these forms that I get to use now. So now I'm done with the sculpted part. The nails are entirely dry, so I just take it off from the bottom and throw the forms away. Obviously forms are not reusable, so you just throw it away, and then I'm gonna go in with my file and file off the sides. Now, doing nail forms can get very messy when it comes to application. I'm not the cleanest when it comes to doing sculpted nails, so I probably will have a lot of acrylic on the sides and stuff, and so I go in pretty hard with the nail file. I am using the Shop Licorice file. I'm not sure if it's 100/100 or 80/80, but it's a pretty coarse file, and I really love these because they really work. There's some files that I have used where they say 80/80, but they feel more like 100 or even 180. So these I really enjoy working with. So now I'm just gonna go in and do the same process with the entire nail on all of them, the sides and then the tip, and I'm gonna give it like that nice shape. Obviously try to do as clean of a job when you're doing the application process, because it just saves you more time when it comes to filing. But of course, me, like I said, I'm not the cleanest when it comes to application on forms, so it did take me a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with my Chiaroscuro drill, which is the unicorn pink one, and then I am using the pink medium sanding bands, which you can find on my Amazon storefront, which is linked down below, and I'm gonna go over the entire nail just to give it the nice shape. And I'm also going to quote unquote seal the cuticle, and I'm saying it like that because obviously this is a practice hand, so I kind of lightly go over it. I don't spend as much time as I would if I were doing it on an actual person, because this is a practice hand. So the speed that I do it at is about 3,000 to 5,000 RPMs. I don't do more than that, because after that I feel like it can create dents in the nail because of how fast it's going, and it's just all about control, and you have to really practice doing this with your with your drill, because if not, you can create dents and you will be able to see them once you apply the top coat. So then I'm dusting it off with my dust brush from Chiaroscuro. I'm using my pink lint-free wipes from Crafts by 9 and my Young Nail Swipe. And I am using a brand new product actually from Crafts by 9, which is our pastel pearl pack. It comes with 6 pearls, and I am absolutely obsessed with them. I actually did my Easter set using them. If you follow me on my Instagram, you saw my Easter set. I absolutely loved it. It was very plain, but the pearls did it, And so I wanted to incorporate them in this video, and I'm using the notpolish, the gem gel or rhinestone glue. It works amazing. I've had no problems with any of my pearls or any of my, crystals ever coming off when I use it. And I'm actually running pretty low on it, so I need to order another one. So I did a different color on each finger. There is 6 colors, but I only did 4 nails, so I'm only using 4 colors. And I'm using the wax pencil that comes included in the Crafts by 9 Bling Bling box. Okay, so I did decide last minute to do a 3D flower And so I'm using the Not Polish acrylic in the color white and their 3D brush, which is my absolute favorite. I have been using it in the past few videos and I absolutely love it. And so I wanted to make like a thicker consistency kind of flower, and it came out super cute, honestly, but it did take me a little bit of time. And so I had first thought of doing this flower for all the nails, and then I thought about it again and I was like, it's probably not going to be looking the same, they're not going to look identical, and it's just going to take me so much time. So I decided to just leave it on the pinky only, and I did some random designs on the rest of the fingers. It was a nail set pretty out there for me because I don't usually do it like that. I kind of always do a pretty, how do I say it, like the nails go together, you know? And this one was kind of just, I think you could tell it was last minute. Let's put it that way. But it came out super cute, honestly. And I think I got inspired too because the day before I actually did my coworker's Coachella nails, and those nails were pretty out there, which I will be posting a full application video and stuff in the next few days here on my YouTube channel. But I think I got inspired because her nails were pretty out there, so I was like, I kind of want to keep that going and do a pretty out there kind of set, I think. So I definitely got inspired from that. And I did fast forward some parts because I did record my whole entire process, but it was just too long. I always get scared of it drying too fast, but then sometimes I make the mistake of the beads being too wet. So it's all about liquid to powder ratio, and it's something I definitely have to work on when it comes to like the petals of the 3D flowers. I have been trying to do more flowers than usual because before I barely did them, but now I have been doing them more often. If you've seen like in the last few videos or even on my Instagram, I did like this full set doing all 3D flowers, so I've definitely been getting into them a lot more, and you know, I definitely see a progress. So I really like how they're starting to come out, but my liquid to powder ratio can definitely be better, because it's something that I definitely still have to work on. Okay, so now we're getting into the nail art part. I'm using the gel art liners from the Not Polish, and here I'm just basically doing a different design on each nail. Right here I'm doing kind of like a swirl and then connecting it with the pearl, so doing like a mirrored, the same design but mirrored on the other side. And then you can kind of tell like I'm just thinking about it as I'm going because I have no idea what I'm doing, but I was like, I'm not doing that 3D flower again. And so I just decided on that. And then the rest of the fingers are just going to be different as well, kind of just different designs going all around. And then I go in with the Not Polish Gloss It, which is their top coat, and I cure it underneath the lamp for 60 seconds, and I'm all done with today's nails. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Don't forget to comment down below any questions you may have, and maybe I'll answer it in future videos. I hope you watched the entire video and maybe I answered some of your questions throughout it. And yeah, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, turn on your post notifications to get notified every time I post a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!